shipment that came in that we need to open up, because we promised things were coming for the Ford, and it's finally time. So, as you can tell from here, these are a tire that we had on the channel quite a while back. The other Venom Power Terra Hunter XTs, not the RTs. So they are a pretty cool looking tire, and they sling gravel like none other. So if you live where we do, not recommended, but it's all right. It's just going on a new truck. So if it gets a few gravel chips, it'll be fine. We're gonna do a test later on the gravel roads with these tires and show you what 14 wide wheels will do to your truck in a matter of, like, I don't know, we'll set a time on it, like 30 minutes driving on gravel, and you'll love it. But for now, we're gonna get these things unpackaged and down and take a peek at them and see what we chose to go with for the truck.
What'd you say?
I said it's a lot of malarkey that you spend money to buy brand new stuff and it comes back as damaged as that. Yeah, you roll back home to Wisconsin, you get fixed and come back.
So here's what we're looking at. Oh, this thing really did want to go back to Wisconsin.
I know.
Brand new wheels and tires.
And that's not just white marks, that's through the paint all the way to
we've got like
the middle of the wheel.
a curb.
And it's up here too.
And it's up here. Now with our dealings with custom offsets, they will give you a discount.
Sure. Yeah.
But you're talking maybe $150, maybe. And then you got a curbed wheel on your brand new setup. So
and if you wanted to buy curb rash stuff, you could jump on Facebook and buy a setup for half price. So
right.
That's the whole point of buying something like this, is so it's not damaged.
Right.
It's gonna ding. That's the inside, so it's not nearly as bad. Care less about the inside. So.
Wisconsin.
Well, it turns out only one of the wheels had damage on the front. One of the other wheels had damage on the back. So I will reach out to them, see what they're able to do. Probably your typical, we're very sorry, sir, we'll get you a free hoodie and a nice wash kit and knock off $150. So, still, in my opinion, I don't know if that's enough. Whenever you're buying new stuff, it's not supposed to be curbed yet. So, let us know what you think, if that is a good enough thing to do whenever this happens. But this is the setup. Come take a peek at the truck. Got them set in front of it, so it's not going to be a real revealing, but it'll give us a clue as to what things will look like. So we're trying to decide if we just take the rear blocks out of the back of this truck, which, oh yeah, there's rear blocks in there. So we could do that. Take the mud flaps off because they're going to hit, and they're stupid. And then see what happens. If it rubs, we'll cut it. If it doesn't, we won't. Unless you guys want us to, and we'll do it. But yeah, at this point, we just got to get them slapped on there and see what they look like. So we'll catch up with you then. Well, we've made it all of about 100 yards since we've last spoke. A nice 10-minute conversation. And realize we're not going to start on everything yet, but we do want to, we gathered up all our parts so we can show you what's going on. So we got some rock lights to put on this truck, what we've been using, which this is pretty evident that we have stuck with our same loyalty to the brand of Made in China. These are the same things that are on my truck. Kits are pretty nice. That's they come already wired with a relay, with the switch, and then they have 12 rock lights per deal. So I bought 24 of them, and they're a little bit discounted, so they're like $72. So pretty cheap, 72 a piece. So got those. We got these. I don't know why it says toy lighting. IJDM toy lighting. Not a toy. Very serious matter. Got these cabbies. They look like the ones that are on my truck. The diodes inside look a little different, but it comes with your typical wiring and stuff to kind of put it all together. So we're going to put those white cabbies on. We've got our lugs right here to put our wheels on. And yeah, that's about all we plan to do with this truck. We're going to do most likely the tail lights, the third brake light, getting them smoked a little bit to make them flow better with the truck. But overall, this is just about as basic as you can get. I mean, you already get yourself your truck bought that you want. I mean, you're looking at, not counting the wheels and tires, I mean, you can do whatever you want there, but just for reference, you can sell your stalkers for, I don't know how good you are at selling stuff, but $1,500 to $2,000. There's your stalkers. You pay, I don't know, $4,000 for a setup like this. So you got $2,000 invested there, and then, I don't know, we'll just say another $300, which is way more than would actually be necessary. So let's just cut it to $2,500 added to your new truck, and that covers tint, getting some stuff smoked, getting it looking good, and turning this truck into what you're going to see here in just a few minutes after we put everything else together. So just so you know, it doesn't cost a bunch of money to do this if you're into modifying your trucks. So we're going to show you the cheap way, but still look really good. Time for an update. We got the Ford in the old garage here. Process is going fairly well. As we took off the stalkers, we went ahead and pulled our fender liners out, put 3 rock lights in each fender to give it a little bit of, you know, flash at night. It's going to look good. We got the 24x14s on here on 33 1350 24s, and comparing them to what we know, which is GM stuff, the stance is pretty obvious that there is more stance there based on how the body lines go from the GM brand to the Ford brand here. So that's pretty nice. We didn't know if just a 14 wide was going to look wide enough because we considered putting on spacers, which we might still do in the future. But for now, that's a pretty good look. If we decide to do something later, we'll obviously show it. But this is what you can expect, is a mess of all kinds of stuff out and zip ties and everything to get things taken apart to get your truck put together. But we're going to try to get the front finished up and then run our rock lights there. And then whenever we jump to something else, like our cab lights, or, well, I guess that's probably it. We will keep you guys posted on what we decide to do there. So, there you go. Welcome to class, everyone. What we did was put on these 24x14 on 33 50 24s, and they rub pretty good, as you saw in the video. So we have a nifty piece of tape here with about 1 inch to cut off the front bumper. We don't know how it's going to look until we turn the rest of the way. The reason we don't know there is because this is even a bigger issue. I bent this tab out, and we're going to cut off this little corner right here and then bend this up to hold the fender liner in, and that should get us taken care of. And the other side is identical to this. So I'm going to get the cutting on this, and then we'll do some turny-turnies to make sure they rub or don't rub, and then keep cutting until it doesn't, and then get some shots of this thing when it actually is cleaned up and not looking terrible. Woo-wee! That's hot.
Right there.
Here we are. Class is back in session, and what we had to do, you can kind of look in from this front angle. Basically, I cut this and left it loose and bent it right up in there. You could screw that in if you want to, but if not, you can come from the outside and look at it. And I'm telling you, it looks professional.
It does.
You would never know unless I told you and you watched it. And then I cut up this, probably about 1/4 inch or so, all the way up to here. Probably a little bit of overkill, but it has full lock both ways. Very, very minimal rub. Like if you're, well, we're driving through this field a little bit here, full lock and stuff, and you'll bump and hear it grind a little bit, but on flat ground, you're golden. So if you're running a stock Ford, nothing is done to this truck at all. We just literally put the 14 wides on it on 33s and did this setup, and it looks really cool and doesn't really rub that much. It's totally drivable, and yeah, just wanted to show you guys how it turned out and what you can do if you want to run 14 wides in your truck.